Hey yo, it's Guido coming at you with a Tactics Talk. Thanks for tuning in. On this episode, we've got a battle on Overlord with Nitedog sending a replay in, a pure Tier 6 battle, relatively low tier, and his JPZ 4 Tier 6 German TD. And he spawned in the North spawn. We're going to see a little bit of TD action on Overlord. Let's take a look at this and see if anything's really changed. One thing right away I noticed is those bushes that used to be up here in this corner in this little sniper spot are now gone. Now it's still a decent spot because it has enough draw range to get to this corner right here. But of course, as Guido always says, since I'm talking about myself in the third person here, it is not wise to camp in the very back on any map. What you're relying on is them to be silly. So we're a little bit forward of that. Not my favorite spot, but this is where Nitedog is going to do some good work. And if the enemy team obliges and comes around that corner multiple times, then this can be a very good spot. I will tell you that you will find that on lower tier battles or in the upper tier battles where you've got some bad players. But as a general rule, you're not going to find very many high skill level players trying to come around that corner. For this exact reason right here, there's going to be multiple TDs staring at you plus Artie. So let's find out what happens when you decide to use your side armor. We got a KV-85, he's side scraping. Nitedog, oh, there we go, there's some side armor for you. This guy will very wisely come out and put... Then the KV-85 says, what you can do, I can do better. And they're down a tank. So that be an object lesson for you if you're new to intermediate. Hopefully if you're intermediate, you're not continually putting side armor out. Now sometimes you got to pop out and take your shot, but holy cow, that early in the game on that corner with that many guns left in the game and 3 artillery on each side, that was very, very unwise. Self-critiquing really at the end of the day. Although some people tend to not learn the lesson. That's very strange to me. Alright, so the 3045M is up there. Nitedog's going to reposition a little bit, see if he can get a shot on him, but that guy's actually on the back side of that little slope there at about E6 or so. And he's still got customers over here. These guys, for whatever reason, feel like they need to continue to look around here. I might have just shot through that box. There's a bounce, and he's going to double down. Looks like he went through his turret. Now the E2 has great frontal armor for a medium at its tier, but its turret is weak. If you can get into the cheeks, into the side of it, you'll be able to pin. It looks like that's what you did right there. And the T-150 is sitting there. Things are going okay. It looks pretty even as far as map control. Not a whole lot of anything going on, but the 3045M loses his mind and comes around. And this is the nightmare of every flanker ever. The fact that usually when there's this many guns and this many TDs in the game, there's still going to be somebody sitting there. Cromwell is eating up Nitedog a little bit, but he gets some friends to come in there. Thank you for being a friend. Down goes the Cromwell, I think. Nope, not before we lose the 150. Guess who killed the 150? The TDs on the other side. Huh. A lot of dead guys there, so not a really high skill bunch of fellas. I didn't think he was going to come around the front of that either, Nitedog, so if you'd have known that, you might have been able to shift your fire over to the right, but I think I'd have fired where you did the first time too. I didn't realize he was going to actually clear those tanks. Thought he would be behind him. But he rages in, takes someone out, and keeps on going, which is a good plan. And now we are at a critical junction here. Probably not going to be any more customers down there, so Nitedog's got to go create his own shots. The M444 gets one of their M44s. That's very helpful. And their Su-100 killed himself somehow trying to drive around. So now it's time to reposition. He's gone to gold, sensing it's a critical phase of the battle. And I think Nitedog here had gone up to the center about where the Dicker Max is and start using those bushes and trees and such. But Nitedog's going to actually select to go to the right here. And what I don't like about this is, you know, all their TDs are sitting back there. The good news is you've got a TD who's pushed into him. The Su-100 actually drove down the bloody beach. And he's trying to come up through there. So that's a good thing. But he's probably going to end up dying. And now you're all in the open right here. And I think I would much rather be up here with these trees and maybe even swing across and help that Churchill clear out what's going on over on the east side. Because if you can clear out what's going on the east side, save the Churchill, then you can bring your Dick or Max and the Churchill into the fight. Sioux and Hunters got them lit, but they're all on the back edge over there, right? They're all kind of fighting down there. So once the 100 went down and it was killed by the 300P, I'd have shifted left and gone up into these bushes. There was just really no reason right now to continue to push in here. Especially there's just no cover. And you're counting on a little bit that they're going to break cover coming up out of this. You're looking for a shot, and that's a good idea. But with 2 Artie and both of those guys, and there's also another JPZ-4 unaccounted for in there somewhere. You're really asking for it right here. You can shoot through that stuff. It would have hit him. You end up tracking him. He swings his turret, trying to get away. Nice bounce. You get a shot on him. Down he goes. Very good. And then we got this guy. And this is a bit of a bummer. This whole series here, we get a shot on him. That's fantastic. Looks like we got this thing won. He misses, and oh my goodness, we don't pin. Hammered. Another bounce. Oh, and then we get hit by artillery, so we should have known that was going to happen. This is really just standing in, going for the kill, but he ends up living through that thing. And I would say that that whole series would have gone a lot better if you'd have been up here, shooting down on him. You'd had a much better angle down on him, maybe even been able to stay unspotted in the bushes. Probably not, because you'd be right into the bushes, but at least the back off of the ridge there would have been fine too. You already misses the JPZ. We got the 304. The Dicker's standing in. He's getting kind of hammered right now. And there's still another JPZ-4 hidden somewhere. Some damage on the Hummel. Down he goes. There's the other JPZ-4. And he ends up getting killed by that JPZ-4. And you bounce. There's still an artillery. I like this. You're going to completely change this fight. He saw you going that way, but he's not going to know where you're trying to go. And the longer you're unspotted, the more uncertain he's going to be about exactly where you are. We're definitely going to take the long way around, and that's all good. The only bummer about it is the artillery, if he's got top-down view and is kind of looking around, he might actually see you knocking things down. That can't really be helped other than to try to avoid knocking as many things down as possible, but sometimes like there, you just got to go through it. And I was thinking you might use this bush right here. I think I would have come up, I'd have gone to about here, and I think I might have tried to come right up this hill and get into this bush. Just right up, maybe about that angle right there. And see if you can't see one of those guys over there. Just use that bush, ambush one of them. The problem with going out in the open is they see you automatically, but we get a shot on him. That's good. Holy cow. He must have just fired. I'm very surprised he wasn't able to get a shot off on you unless he was waiting a little too long. And now we've got the worst advice ever. Don't fight, just keep him lit. No, you got to keep fighting, man. Do the smartest thing you can with your tank. And maybe that is keep him lit at some point. But for me, I just continue to try to fight the fight. Okay, whatever. He ends up getting you, but he gets lit. And the artillery comes in and nukes him. Ends up being a pretty good game there for Nitedog. 1,985, 337 spotted. Actually bounced some shots in there as well. And some good low tier-ish TD gameplay. The only thing I would add in there, man, I think your positioning in the middle of it was a little bit off. Ended up working out for you, so you can't argue that. But I think that middle area would have been a much better spot to go to. And maybe just hanging out in the back just slightly too long. But as long as the shots were there on that corner, no need really to move. You were tearing them up as they came around, so that helped your team. Nice job, man. Thanks for sending in the replay. Everybody else, continue to send them in for the new maps. More than happy to take a look at them, especially if you find something odd or new on one of the maps. Make sure you highlight that or tell me what it is in your notes so I can take a look at what it is. I'm trying to find out what maps play different, if any, and what the differences are, especially in the micro positioning on maps, because that seems to be what the major changes have been, not necessarily the metas. All right, guys, that's all I got. We will see you later.